Once upon a time, haha, in the land of not Paxton, Paxton.
Ethan.
You're
E-T-H-A-N.
E-T-H-A-N. In the world of E-T-H-A-N, Mr. Rotor had just walked down into the ship, and we're showing them all the crew quarters. The crew quarters consisted of lots of hammocks hanging up on poles. You mean they get to sleep in hammocks? One boy asked. Yep, that's where they sleep. Wow, that's cool. I want to sleep in a hammock, said a boy. Where do they go to the bathroom? Asked another boy. Well, for that, let's go back upstairs real quick. So they all ran upstairs. What? I see you.
I know you see me.
Right there. Poke your face. Poke your face. Poke your face. Poke your face. I see you too.
I know you see me.
Mr. Rotor led him up to the deck, to the very top of the ship, on the back side, over by the wheel. Then he pointed to 3 holes in a wood plank. You mean those chairs with holes in them? You mean that's where they go to the bathroom? Another kid said. Some of the girls said, ew. This is called the poop deck. The poop deck, every kid said. Gross. Yep. Back then there were no toilets. All they had were holes in wood that they pooped over into the water. Oh, gross, all the girls said. The boys all giggled and laughed. Put that down or the story's over. There it goes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Some of the sailors were watching them all talk about it. And as soon as they were starting to head back down, they saw a sailor walk up and just about to pull his pants down. Ow! The kids screamed and ran off as the man looked puzzled. They all went below, and Mr. Rotor continued the tour of the boat. They got to the kitchen, and the cook was cooking up some salted pork stew. This is salted pork stew. Very delicious. Some water, salted pork, which is like beef jerky, and some potatoes, and smells like carrots. Ah, yar, said one of the pirates that was cooking. No, one of the sailors that was cooking. Salted pork stew is the best in the world. Here, yar, said the sailor. Right, said Mr. Rotor, and led them down further. Down below another deck, they had the storeroom. There was piles of food and kegs of powder and flour. Oh, excuse me. And all sorts of apples and fruits and vegetables for the voyage. They saw barrels of water that the sailors would come down for. They then went down one more deck, and there they saw where they housed all of the extra stuff that was brought. This is where they would haul all of their goods that was being taken to be shipped to another land. It looks like we have some tea here, and some newspapers, and it looks like a few other items that they're bringing to the New World. Probably America. Wow, some of the kids exclaimed. Now we can go up to the captain's quarters. They all went back up to the top, and there they went into a big room that was just off the main deck. The captain's quarters were a lot more elaborate and had a nicer bed, an actual bed, and a desk. This is the captain's quarters. The captain likes to spend his evenings here and keeping an eye on the things on the deck. Ethan looked around and was excited because he remembered coming in here when he was on the ship before, the pirate ship. All of a sudden they heard, "Land ho! Land ho! Land!" The captain came up to the wheel, and everybody went to go see what was going on. There they were at land. They must be at America. There they looked and saw a big dock with a wooden old town right along the shore. We must be in America, said Mr. Rotor. Good fortune. We get to see what it looks like to be in America in the 16th century. Wow, said everybody. Too cool. They all watched as they got closer and closer to the dock, and then they landed. All the men began to start working, tying off ropes, getting the ship ready, and then pulling up all the crates and barrels of goods that they were brought from England. There were people coming from the shore on and off the boat as they were starting to gather everything up. People started coming up and asking if there's any news from the homeland. The homeland? One of the boys asked. Ethan asked too. What does that mean, homeland? Back in the day, we didn't have the internet or telephones or anything. The only way you got to hear about the news from England was by sailors. Sailors would bring news of home either via newspapers or telling stories of what had happened, and then they would pass that on to somebody else. What now? Somebody asked. Now it's time for us to start thinking about heading back. Oh, man. Your parents are going to want to see you soon, so we must head back. And with that, they began their journey back home.